Hello and welcome to my Magicka Warden PvP build. It is designed to be a high power build that gets in and out of combat while dealing tons of damage in a perfectly timed burst combo. Please keep in mind that this is not the most optimal build for Magicka Warden, but I think it's extremely fun to play regardless. Starting off with race, I recommend Breton as a sustain is really needed on this build. We're running Mortal, and for your Mundus I recommend any Mundus stone that you think you need. I'm using the Apprentice for more spell damage, but you can use the Atronach if you feel like you really need some more sustain. Our food is the Solitude Salmon Millet Soup. However, you can use the Longfin Pasty or Sugar Skulls if you feel like you need more stamina. Moving over to armor, I'm using 4 light armor, 2 heavy and 1 medium. You can use 3 heavy, 3 light and 1 medium if you wish, as this patch has freed up armor weight a little bit. For the armor sets, I'm using 2 Trainee, 5 Necropotence, 1 Swarm Mother, 1 Stonekeeper, the Malakath's Band of Brutality, the Master's Perfected Inferno Staff, and a Restoration Staff of Willpower. Jewellery is Necropotent's neck and 1 ring. The other ring is the Band of Brutality. For your weapons, you'll be running the Perfected Master's Inferno Staff on your front bar, as you'll get a massive spell damage spike on your burst combo when you time it right. If you don't have this, you can use a Willpower Fire Staff. On the back bar, you're using a Willpower Restoration Staff, or the Perfected Timeless Blessing if you have it. Moving on to enchantments, you need to run all Tri-Stat Glyphs on your armor. This simply gives us the most benefit. For your jewellery, I recommend running 1 to 2 spell damage glyphs. You can run an Absorb Magicka glyph on your back bar, or a Berserk glyph. Your front bar will either be a Shock or Frost damage glyph. Traits for your armor are infused or reinforced on the chest, pants and helmet, with impenetrable on the rest. Your jewels are 2 arcane and 1 bloodthirsty. These work fine and are automatically on the jewellery that you're using. Your flame staff runs either sharpened or Nirnholm. Your back bar will have either defending or powered, whatever you can get. If you need to come back to this video, I'll hover over each piece of my gear so that you don't have to dig around to find it. The timestamp will be in the description. This gear is not perfect as it is on the live server, so I will still be changing it as the patch continues. Next, we move on to the skills. Crushing Shock is our spammable for this build. It's a really powerful ranged spammable that can proc various status effects, is relatively fast and can interrupt enemies. If your ping isn't awful and you're used to using elemental weapon in PvP, you can go ahead and use that if you want. Flame Clench is our offensive stun that procs our Perfected Inferno Staff. It's essential to run this. Arctic Blast is now our front bar heal. It heals a decent amount on our build and has a little frost cloak that ticks in the area around us and will stun enemies after 3 consecutive ticks. It ranks up in cost reduction. Don't spam this unless you think you can stun a group or if you need the healing. Deep Fissure is a huge burst damage skill and an essential component in our burst combo. This should be casted first when initiating combat. Bird of Prey is used for minor berserk while slotted, and to run around faster. It can really help us out a lot when trying to run in and out of situations. For my main damage ultimate, I'm running Dawnbreaker of Smiting. This ultimate, in my opinion, is super underrated for Magden. Stamdens can use it to great effect with Subterranean Assault, and while we can't use it quite to the same level as Stamdens, it's not far off at all, and it's still extremely potent. Blessing of Restoration is a nice burst heal on your back bar. It heals for more than mushrooms and costs a lot less. Provides minor resolve to you and your teammates too. It's a really nice skill. Living Trellis is one of our heals that we're using for the build. It's extremely helpful in groups, and its healing will proc Major Mending from our class passives. It's very cheap as well, so it can be used as an out-of-combat heal. Rapid Regen is very similar to Vigor for us, and it heals a lot in a short duration. However, it can heal allies. This is both a blessing and a curse, as it heals whoever is lowest around you. You can be killed as a result of this, but also save someone's life as well. Ice Fortress is an essential warden skill to run in PvP. It's your armor buff and also provides minor protection as well, so you need to have this up at all times when in combat. Blue Betty is used for the magic return and major sorcery. It procs necropotence and also purges negative effects every 5 seconds. It can be recast for free to heal for a small amount and remove one negative effect. Our backbar ultimate is Lifegiver or Northern Storm. I use Lifegiver. It is as cheap as Stormbreaker and will save your life. However, if your group has enough healing in it to survive relatively well, the Northern Storm will add extra damage in the fight and provide major protection to the group. With the Flames of Ambition patch, the CP has changed. Currently, there are these new Slaughtables. I'm using Liquid Efficiency, Gifted Rider, Treasure Hunter, Rationer, Deadly Aim, Biting Aura, Arcane Supremacy, Untamed Aggression, Rejuvenation, Boundless Vitality, Ironclad, and Juggernaut. I'm currently not playing a lot of CP PvP, just no CP, because I don't have a lot of CP points. You want to make sure you grab all of these yellow ones as well, in each of the trees, including in these purple bubbles here. This marks the end of the build video. Because of the Cyrodiil test, you'll have to change up this build a little bit in case you want to bring it in there. Firstly, you'll need to change every single piece of necropotence you have with crafty Elfique. Then, you'll want to replace the Malakath ring and the Master's Inferno staff with a Willpower ring and a Willpower Fire staff respectively. Everything else can stay the same. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below or join the ESO Frost Discord to ask me directly. It has a link in the description.